Hello and welcome. In this video, I'm going to be touring around, driving around in Fairview Isles here on Fort Myers Beach. Wanted to show you the latest of what's happening here in this neighborhood and the current improvements being made on the different houses. A lot of work going on in the neighborhood, and we're gonna drive around. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on. Fairview Isles is a residential neighborhood that consists of single-family homes, and the total houses slash lots that are in this neighborhood is just over 170 of them. And currently there are 33 active listings in the development, and the price ranges of the active listings range from $598,000 all the way up to $7.475 million. So there's quite a wide range as far as availability here goes with the active real estate listings. And basically right now, as the market is increasing inventory, it has doubled inventory from year over year. So I'll show you quite a little variety of houses here that I feature in the different listings in this video. So let's take a look. And you can see there's some houses that are completely redone. They look great on the outside, have the landscaping all nicely done. And then there's other homes that still have been untouched since the hurricanes. So here, there's a new house going in. Definitely modern style. A lot of building going on. Here's a ranch style house here that's been redone. Nice landscaping. It is for sale. So we can take a look, see what's going on, what this listing is like, and I'll show you here next. All right, so first I'm going to show you where on the map Fairview Isles is at in relative to the whole Fort Myers Beach here on the island. You can see here, I have it outlined, and it is more southerly part of the island, which is a great location. Most of the neighborhood here, most of the houses are located on a canal. There is a stretch right here that is on water, but it's not necessarily boatable water. You might be able to go through with a kayak along here. And then these houses along here are not on a canal. But everything else on all these roads between Fairview, Boulevard, Clearview, Sunview, Palmview, and Bayview, and Albatross are all on a canal, which makes boating very nice and easy to go right from your backyard and out to the bay and then out to the Gulf. So here I'm going to start off here showing the first listing that I stopped at here at 39 Fairview Boulevard. And it is built in 1969. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's 1,566 square feet. We'll take a look here at the pictures. It does have a pool and spa, no cage. It does have a tiki hut, which is really nice. Looks like a great pool too, with a little sun deck here and then a spa. So it does have a dock and then boat lift, as well as a cover for the boat. And as you can see, it's done inside again, so it's all ready to go and move right in. Has a nice kitchen here, stainless appliances, tile backsplash, white cabinets. And you can basically see around the house here, they have like a wainscoting going around. That might be where they replaced the drywall before. Looks like nice tile floors that has a wood look to them. All right, so that's listed at $950,000, and let's get back to the tour. See, they definitely took some good care of the house and got it back in shape. Very nice. We have over here a house that's boarded up. It has the windows removed. Looks like they're just doing some demolition to it, removing the windows. Not sure what their plans are here, if they're going to demo the whole property or if they're just replacing windows and doing interior work. But it appears that a demolition company has been here. They have their sign in the front, which they clearly had removed windows, and they put plywood up. In other houses, you see they have dumpsters in the driveway. Just more signs of more work going on in the area, getting their houses back in order. Another new house is being constructed here on the street. Pretty nice. All concrete going all the way up, it looks like. Definitely some big bucks going in. These houses that are all concrete are built like tanks. Very nice. And you can see next door there's another newer constructed house. And it's also for sale, so we can take a look to see what this listing's like. Let's take a look. All right, let's take a look at 53 Fairview Boulevard. It is listed at $2.999999 million. It could be yours for that price for $3 million. It is a 2,030 square foot house, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, and it was built in 2020. This is practically on the bay here. Let's take a look at the pictures, and you can see it would have expansive bay views right here, and it is towards the end of the canal. So that's why it has a hefty price tag on it, because that's what they're banking on, is that it's on technically bayfront. And as you can see already, we saw just before this was the landscaping is done nicely, and it has nice paver driveway, circular driveway. It has 2-car garage on each side, or one on each side, and the entrance in the middle. And then here's the pool area. It has a spa. It has 2 boat lifts. One is a 13,000 pound and another one's a 7,000 pound lift. And the one obviously has a canopy going over the main lift. Has a nice dock here. And it looks like also they replaced the seawall here when they went to rebuild it. So that's good. So you don't have to worry about that for a very long time. We'll take a look inside here. In the kitchen, it has higher end appliances, looks like a Wolf gas range here, and then granite tops and then tile floors and some tray ceilings. Nicely done. And then here's what you're paying for right here, is this bay view right here. You can see that's all part of the bay. And I believe the listing mentioned that it's 16-foot sliders, so it makes it more of an expansive view from the living space and bring the outdoor living inside as well. Great views there. And here's the master suite with some tray ceilings. Nice bathroom here with a shower. And another bedroom here. It also has plantation shutters, and it looks like it's an ensuite with another bathroom here. Nicely done here. And as I mentioned, it was built in 2020, so this house would be built to the latest codes for both flood and wind. So you will have favorable wind and flood policy ratings there for it'd be cheaper insurance compared to older homes, since it was built to the latest flood elevation. And then having the metal roof helps with the wind policy as well, and then having impact rated windows and doors. This one does have an elevator, a laundry area, and here's a downstairs outdoor living space. So it has a nice covered lanai, and again with the nice bay views here. There's one section of the garage. Nicely done here. Let me know in the comments below if you think it's worth $3 million. Nice curb appeal to it. Beautiful house. And next to that is even a bigger house. Also newer construction. Same goes for the end of the road here. Another newer house as well. So obviously a lot of these ranch homes have flooded in the last few years from all these hurricanes, and the most recent would have been Hurricane Milton. And as you can see, many of them decided to put them back together and do the needed renovations inside to get it back in order. And then there's others that have decided to raise the house. And a lot of them are concrete homes. I'll show you here a few coming up shortly. A few houses that have been raised, as well as there's other options too that people are building on top of the existing structure. So there's definitely options out there for what you could possibly do with these homes, especially if you already love the layout of the house. A house like this could be raised up, and a lot of people are surprised, including myself. I didn't even know that they could raise concrete homes, and they do, and it turns out awesome. So like this one here, you can see they obviously gutted the house of drywall and even the AC work, venting and all that. So I'll show you some homes next of ones that are being raised and have been raised already. So you can see this house right here on the corner of Clearview and Albatross. It's been raised. It has concrete pilings underneath and then steel I-beams supporting the entire structure. So they went through the process of raising their concrete home. And it turned out awesome. They have a nice space underneath for storage and store the cars in. So there's definitely options out there. People are doing it, and it turns out wonderful. It could still be cost effective of raising the home versus starting over from scratch and building new. And then to raise that house back there, I think the permit on it was around $200,000 for that house. But it all depends on the house itself and then what's all involved. I've heard of other houses costing around $100,000. It depends on the size and many factors. So the costs can be quite a wide spectrum. There's another new construction house going in. Looks like it's almost complete. They're doing hand railings next. Very nice. And there's another house here. It's a ranch style home. It's also for sale. And we can take a look, see what's going on with this listing and how much it is. So I'll show you that next here. All right, next stop here is 20 Sunview Boulevard. It is listed for $750,000. It is a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, built in 1965. And basically at this price, you can probably already tell that it's been damaged and they haven't done anything to it. So let's take a look at the pictures here and what's being offered for the $750,000. Looks like a broken boat dock and lift, so that would have to be replaced there. This does not have a pool, so that would have to be considered if that's a mandatory thing for you. So no pool, a broken boat lift. And here's the interior pictures. Obviously you could tell it's been partially demoed with the walls. You can see some of the studs. So they probably just went in and removed the walls after these hurricanes and then left it as that then. So it would be up to you to decide whether it can meet the 50% rule in rehabbing this existing structure, or building brand new, or building on top of it, or raising it. So there's different options that could be done with this house Depends on if you really like the layout or not, if you want to raise it or start from scratch. So that gives you an idea what 750 is. It's a kind of a smaller lot here, being in the cul-de-sac area on Sunview. The size lot is 7,100 square feet. So that's a decent size actually for the island. But to give you an idea on that other one that we were just looking at on Fairview, the size lot for that one was 11,000 square feet. So just to give you a little perspective there on the different ones. So here's another example of another option. What you can do is build on top of the existing structure. You basically, it's a whole new house up on the top, and then you're keeping the existing walls on the bottom for the most part. But they do go in and do new pilings and other added sections of wall that becomes part of the structure. But the pilings, the main thing is the pilings is what supports the structure, whereas the old walls aren't necessarily for structural purposes, but you're gaining the extra space on the lower part and an added garage storage area. So just another example of what can be done with houses as far as raising them up or building on top of them. And I'll show you another one of those next. And here's another one that they're building on top of the existing structure. So they basically go in, gut the old house, strip it down to the basically exterior walls, and then remove the roof obviously, and then they go in and drill different areas of the foundation to create new pilings, and then go on top of that, adding a new house. So it's all new up on the top part, and it'll be built to the latest codes obviously, and that's what makes it enticing for that option, having everything new upstairs, and then you have a nice storage area downstairs, a garage area. It would not be living space any longer on the ground floor, and that'd be beneficial for the flood insurance policy. So it would be optimal to have the cheapest flood insurance on a newer structure like this up above, because anything below the living space would not be covered under a flood policy when everything's up to new code. And here's another new construction house that is on the market for sale. The thing that's nice about this one is that it is on the end of the canal, and so we'll have a nice long canal view, and it is one level above the garage area. Nice new construction. It's ready to move in and it's ready to go. I'll show you the listing here next. We'll take a look inside. All right, next stop here is at 276 Albatross Street. This is the new construction house here. It is at the end of the canal, as I mentioned, and it's listed for $1.99 million. It is 2,099 square feet. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, and it being new construction, it was completed last year in 2024. It's never been lived in. And then let's take a look at the pictures. So it has a nice rectangular pool, paver lanai area in the back. Here's the kitchen area. This would be a great spot to do dishes from, with a view of the long shot of the canal. Kind of a modern style kitchen with a tile backsplash. Stainless appliances. It has a microwave here, and part of the cabinets looks like KitchenAid appliances. This looks like a luxury vinyl plank flooring. And then there again in the living space is the shot of the view of the canals. And then over here is like a dining space. So it is separate space between the living area and dining and kitchen. And it does have, looks like it has nice vaulted ceilings to it as well. This is that dining space area just off to the kitchen. So it'd have access to the outdoor back lanai. And this appears to be the master suite. It has tray ceilings. Again, access to the back lanai area. And this is what it looks like when it's virtually staged. One thing to consider is that this house obviously does not come with furniture, so you'd have to budget for furniture. And here's a nice shower. It has a lot of different storage nooks to it. Nice elongated drain. Nice walk-in shower, so there's no other glass or doors to deal with. Nice tub, dual sink. Another thing that's nice about the shower, so there's no transition, so it's easy access to get in and out of that. Looks like another bedroom has an ensuite to it as well. Bedroom 2 with an ensuite bath. Closet. Here's the second bath. So again, this has not been lived in. It's brand new, just completed last year. Let me know in the comments below if you think it's worth $2 million. There's the outdoor back lanai area. There's the aerial shot, so it's right across from the bay area, and then being at the end of the canal here would have nice views of going down the canal. So again, this would be built to the latest code, so you have cheaper flood insurance as well as wind. Here's a nice nighttime shot. It has hardy siding on the top and then stucco on the bottom picture, and then here's like the layout of the floor plan. This one was built by Woodland Homes, which they build many houses on the island, and they have a long history on the island as well. Let me know in the comments below what you think of it. It's pretty nice. I think it'd be nice being on the end of the canal and then having that straight shot of a view. Of course, I think that'd be really nice would be having bay view. Like these people across the street over here would be direct access to the bay. Like this new construction house here. It's not for sale. But to give you an example, this house right here, this ranch house. This ranch house here that's looks like it's all boarded up. This recently sold for $1.4 million. And that would be considered the lot value here for a bayfront piece of property. So I'm not sure what the new owner's plans are with it. If they're gonna tear it down and build new, or try to work with the existing structure in some manner, either raising it or building on top of. That'd be yet to be seen. But again, they would have nice views there of the bay. There's another brand new construction house still being worked on, and it is for sale as well. We'll take a look and see what the listing is like. But right now they probably only show a few pictures since it's not done inside. All right, now it's time for the tour. The nice brand new house is still being worked on, and it is on Bayview Boulevard here, and it would have the views of this bay right here. So this is located at 15 Bayview, and it is listed for $7.475 million. It is 4,038 square feet, 4-bedroom, 6-bath. So it looks like it has 4 full baths and then 2 half baths. Let's take a look at their pictures that they have of the renderings. Very nice house here. And you can see it has an expansive kitchen here with 2 islands, one with a sink and the other one you can eat at. And then as well as a dining area right off the kitchen there. And then here's the living space. So it looks like it's going to have a nice tray ceiling with some beams. If they're going off of this rendering and sticking to those details, there might be some changes along the way, I'm sure. And here it looks like the master bathroom here with a tub and shower. We'll see what it ends up being like actually. So, and it does have, looks like a new seawall as well as boat dock. I don't see a boat lift. Oh yeah, there is a lift right here. So that looks like it would fit a pretty good, decent sized boat here. Then here's the floor plan of the main level. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful house here. And it could be yours for only $7.5 million if you need 4,000 square feet, 4-bedroom, 6-bath. And it looks like it's going to have a 20,000 pound boat lift. So it'll certainly handle a decent sized boat. And it has sub-zero refrigerator, a gas wolf range, top tier appliances it mentions. Very nice. Let me know in the comments below if you think it's worth $7.5 million. So of all these listings I showed you in this video, which one did you like the best? There's different styles and different architectures, and so let me know what you like best. And this house is going to have spectacular views on the bayfront there. So very nice, modern style, very sleek design. Looks like it's coming along nicely. This house is being built by Alair. And then this is a vacant lot here that's on the bayfront at the end of the street. So this will give you an idea of what it's like for the bay views. It'd be nice to watch the boats go by each day and the birds, and all the sea life and dolphins and manatee, everything you'd have a view of out here. And here's another new construction house. It's being constructed by Potter Homes, who happens to be a builder who builds a lot of homes on the beachfront. So this is actually one of the first homes I've seen that's being built off of the beachfront. It's over on the bay side. It's on a canal. So it's very nice. They do concrete all the way up. The Fairview Isles is a great location here on the island. It's about maybe a half mile north of Santini Plaza and probably about a mile and a half from south of Publix on the island. It's a great central location, more southern part of the island. Nice and quiet area. It's a great neighborhood. All right, that's going to conclude my tour here of Fairview Isles here on Fort Myers Beach. I hope you liked the tour. You see what it's like right now in April of 2025. Let me know in the comments below what you think of it and what you liked of the home tours I did.